Introduce me when you want to.
Hey, everybody. We're going to wait a little bit and let's see if we can't get a few more people in here before we get started. You all know our famous Rockin' Robin here. Sounds like I'm getting ready to introduce a damn rock band on it. Oops. Robin, you there? Robin, your mic is muted. Robin, you there?
Yes, I'm trying to get rid of the echo, darling. Sorry.
Your mic is muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes, I'm trying to get rid of the echo, darling. Sorry.
Your mic is muted. Okay, yeah, you're going to have to back out of YouTube.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes, I'm trying to get rid of the echo, darling. Hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Sorry if I sound nasally.
You're fine. We all understand you've been sick. Hi, TT. Hi, Charlie K, Rebecca, Kate U. Hello, everybody. Hello, Miss Jen.
Hey, everybody.
We've already got 20 people in here. Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me, okay? And for Miss Robin here. And Jen, I want you to please make sure. Oh, I was supposed to have called Christola. Please make sure everybody understands they will show no disrespect to Robin whatsoever. Please.
And I will show none either.
Well, it's not like you're going to show any disrespect to anybody. You're just telling us what you know.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
I love you, Dan. I love your channel. Nana, rather. I'll talk right one day.
I was muted because I was trying to call Christola, but it didn't go through. Okay, everybody, you all know Miss Robin, and Miss Robin happens to be a local from Sullivan County. Hello, Miss Gemma, Miss Nana with 2 N's. Hope everybody is okay and doing well this evening. So tell us a little bit about you and where you live and you and your hubby and just chit chat right now. Okay.
Okay. Sure. I live in Bluntville. I call it Blunt Vegas. Don't know why, but I have to nickname everything. My hubby is a contractor locally. Well, he works all over. Like I said, I live local. I'm about less than a mile and a half, maybe, from where baby Evelyn's body was found.
Okay.
Of course, I've lived here all my life. I've lived in where I live at now over 20 years. And of course, I know of Hawkins County and the area pretty good. I'm not that far from Warriors Path Park.
There was a couple of people asked a couple questions today, and I wrote the stuff down, but I don't know where my tablet is. One, do you know the Sherfies? Did you ever meet Sherfie Jr. because you live so close?
No, I've never met him. He actually lives less than a mile from me as well.
Right. Okay.
Never met him.
Did you ever meet Don or Candace in person?
I think maybe years ago, I may have met Don. I used to work for a major cell phone company, and sold cell phones.
Yeah.
And I think I may have met him that way, but that's the only recall of him that I've had.
Guys, I know that I do not have to remind my viewers or my subs to be respectful, but there was something something said in a comment today that I found that may have been a little bit disrespectful to Miss Robin, but I mean, it wasn't, and it wasn't meant that way, but that's the way it hit me. So I'm just wanting to remind everybody, we're going to show Miss Robin complete respect simply because she does not have to be up here answering for a whole community. Not that they asked her to, but she's just trying to give us a little insight, and we're going to respect that, okay? Because it takes a lot of courage to get up and try to answer questions, especially in a situation like this, okay? And if you all see anybody that is not showing complete respect, please allow one of my mods to know, okay? So they can deal with it. All right. Sorry, Miss Robin.
That's okay. I'm not here to start any drama. I'm just letting you know from a personal and a local perspective on how we feel about this.
Kathy Smith says hello.
Hey, Kathy. Good to see you.
TT has family in Bunker Hill.
Oh, wow. That's near Bluff City.
You're driving and listening. Deborah's driving and listening. Guys, I don't know anything about Kingsport, Hawkins County, Sullivan County. I don't know anything about that stuff. So you'll have to direct any comments like that directly to Miss Robin, because I don't know nothing about them. But okay. So you were telling me today that your husband was actually working on a house that was real close to one that Don was working on himself. Now, also, before you answer, everything in this chat is allegedly. It is not fact. This is opinions. This cannot be proved. This is all speculation. Okay, guys, I want to get that out there. Okay. So nobody come at nobody with nothing. Okay. Go ahead, Miss Robin. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah. My husband was actually working on a house near Dobbins Bennett High School in Kingsport. And the customer that he had, a elderly lady, saw Don Wells and his crew working next door. Not far from her, let's put it that way. And the customer said to my husband, you know who's working over there? Because this, right before summer was, came up missing, Don was working over there on this house, and they built a huge concrete porch and had concrete poured. And this lady said to my husband, said, you know who's working over there? Who's been working on that house? Said they poured concrete. And from her perspective, she said, that's where that baby is. They probably put her in that concrete. And my husband was just shocked,
Right. Well, to clear this up, you were saying they were working on that house. They had started working on that house before she came up missing.
Correct.
And was still working and pouring the concrete after she came up missing is what you meant, right?
Correct. After she came up missing, they were still over there and pouring concrete. And this lady, elderly lady, said to my husband, you know that baby's over there in that concrete. And he was just floored. I mean,
wow.
But that's her thought process, because he's there working. Don Wells is there working. They're pouring concrete.
Right. And is that how most of the locals in the area that you're at, is that how they feel about Dawn and Candace?
Everyone that I speak with, and it is a topic of major conversations anywhere you go, just about, that they had something to do with Summer's disappearance. As a matter of fact, you mentioned about my husband playing in a band. Was sitting watching him play and sitting there talking to a friend. And we're talking about Summer Wells' case. And my friend looks at me and says, well, I know someone close to the case. Everyone seems to know someone close to the case. But he said, Dave told me that they'll never find that baby, that a pack of dogs took her off.
Wow.
I was floored, especially coming from him.
Right.
And the sadness of thinking that someone would think that about little Summer.
And still, if it was animals, in my opinion, which I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that I'm confident enough to say that animals do not eat clothing. And if it was animals that had drug her off, there would have been some sign somewhere. I mean,
Exactly, Donna. Exactly. I mean, you have to think about it logically, but just for someone to say it in that uh, demeanor and that, you know, the harshness of it, and
right,
me personally knowing him, it was just hard to take in.
right. So
But
what do you guys frequent, like Ben Hill or Beach Creek?
not really frequent. We've gone on several motorcycle rides out there. As a matter of fact, my husband, the first time he took me through there, I was like, stop, stop. You know, your first instinct is you want to go look for Summer.
Right,
And the second instinct, you want to go get those parents and say, tell me where this baby is.
right.
I mean,
Exactly.
you want to go up there. You want to find this baby. I want to find Summer. I would love to be on a search looking for her, doing something.
Right. Feeling like you're doing something uh, uh, that's going to help the case. I agree. You said now what you said your friend owns and works at a fast food restaurant that Candace goes to, correct?
Correct. Yeah, her and her family own the restaurant, and Candace frequents there. And of course, being a professional, it's her business. She despises her as for
Most of us
little
do.
right, and she would like to herself to say, look, where's Summer? And she
Right.
would like to not have to have her come in her restaurant. But as a business person and a professional, she has to carry on and make a living for her family.
Now,
And she,
you go
go ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, you had mentioned to me, and there's been several people, which I had never heard of that either. And we won't say the word, the drug, but we'll just say it's M, okay, just to be on
Uh-huh.
the safe side. You said there's a registry for that in Sullivan County.
Well, actually, it's the Tennessee Drug Offender Registry.
I had never heard of it. And there's several people commented today that said they had never heard of that.
Yes, you have the sex offender registry. Oops, the
It's okay.
SA. Sorry,
It's okay.
and then you have the drug offender registry, and you can actually go on there and you see names, their charges, the dates, all the information that you need to find.
Right. I did not know that.
Yeah, Charlie, I agree. My friend, she has to get someone else to wait on Candace, especially if she comes in or comes through the drive-through. It's hard for her.
See, Candace would be the type to sue her if she told her that she couldn't be served. Right? She probably would.
And she does have the right to refuse service to anyone, but it would make a scene. It would harm her business. And I would see Candace, probably doing just what was it Kathy that said it, suing her.
Oh, yeah, I think it was. Kate, you said, do you know, or has your friend said how she acts in person? Is she rude or?
As my friend doesn't wait on her, uh, she's not rude to the employees, but because my friend would not put up with that
Right.
at all. No one's going to come in and take over her restaurant by no means. But no, she's never said she's rude or inappropriate in any manner.
Huh. But like you said earlier today on the phone, it's sad to know that she never even fed that baby once that day, and yet she can still run to a fast food place at her own whims.
Exactly. My friend said that very thing. She said, I hate to look at her eating and thinking she never fed Summer all day
Right.
or mentioned that Summer was fed all day, allegedly.
Right. You don't have small children, obviously, but do you know people that have small kids in that area that since this has came about that they act any different than they did before?
Oh, yes. I mean, the myth, sorry,
It's okay.
The M issue is so horrible. You're very alert and very aware of the situation with your kids. And I mean, we all saw the decline in that household. And, the only possibility I could think of happening would be the drug usage and the alcohol usage. So, yes, I have several friends, who are very alert and, have a high awareness of what's going on with their children.
Right. Before all this came about Summer, did you or people you know realize there was so many registered people in your county?
I really didn't. I mean, I knew there was the uh, offenders registry,
Right.
but I really didn't look at it. But I don't have small children, but I still have friends and family who do, and you can make sure I'm checking that registry. I mean, I want to know. And I did find out not too long ago. It was probably about, I guess, over 5 months ago, that there's an 80-some-year-old man where I live that's on that registry.
Oh wow.
Yes.
It blew me away when I found out there was over 600 and something people in it. I believe it was in Kingsport itself that was on the registry. That was just wow.
Yeah, it blows you away. And I mean, people have to be aware. You have to educate yourself, especially if you have younger children.
Right. No, you're true, Jen. Candace hasn't missed many meals. Um, Somebody else wanted me to ask you, do you know Jody Sue? Have you ever met her?
No, I've never met her. Really don't want to. have have no plans to.
Well, what did the locals think of Ben Hill before Summer went missing? What was the locals' opinions?
Well, like all areas and small towns, you have your rough areas. I mean, for example, we know that I know the drug epidemic here in Kingsport is horrible, and here in Blumpville, even it's becoming, like I said, an epidemic. And Beach Creek, that community, Ben Hill, has always had a reputation. But there again, you have your good people that live there too.
Right,
Drugs aren't just in that area, they're everywhere. It's just more prominent now due to summer missing.
right. More attention's being called to it. Um,
Exactly.
Charlie K says, Robin, do you know if any neighbors called CPS on them, meaning Don and Candace?
No, but I guarantee you, if I'd have been her neighbor, I'd have called. Guarantee it.
Susan Smith, I hope Don B is correct and CPS is about to drop the hammer on them. I hope he's correct too. We're
Me
gonna.
and you, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we're gonna go down through here and answer a couple of questions. We don't even have proof that Summer got a slushy that day. No, we don't have proof of it.
And then you have all of these stories coming out by Grandis and her pals and everything that's going on, just to take the, if you will, spotlight off of Candace.
Right. Do you see that statement on the screen, Robin?
Do I have an opinion?
Yeah. Or what are the locals' opinions?
Well, of course, we're very fortunate that we have Sheriff Jeff Cassidy here. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention his name or not, but he's wonderful.
No, that's fine.
You take a look at little Evelyn's case. He slapped her mama right in jail for lying and not telling the truth about where that baby was. And eventually she caved in and told. And I'm not, I don't understand why Hawkins County can't do the same.
Right. I don't understand either.
I mean, we know for sure that that baby, or I feel assured, and everyone I talk to, If that baby would have walked off, someone would have found her. The dogs would have found her. Something would have came about of finding Summer
something would have came out by now.
by now.
I know even Harsh Reality was, I won't say he was threatening. He wasn't threatening him. But Harsh Reality made John Pruitt a promise on one of his videos that he did this morning. He told him that he's this, as if Harsh was saying this. He said, I am without, you can't reach me. You can't get to me. So don't have to worry about any threats you make to me. He said, but you're not out of my reach. He said, I've got private eyes and I've got them on this case and I'm going to find out. And I like that fact.
I do too, and I believe he will. I was watching another creator the other night offer Candace $50,000.
Really?
Correct. He said, Candace, you don't have to worry about nothing. Just tell me where Summer is. I'll give you $50,000.
Wow. Yeah, Ronnie Lawson hollers there's no drug problem.
And we all know that's a lie. There's drug problems everywhere. Just look around. Yes, Robin.
It is?
Yes, Warriors Path is in Sullivan County, Tennessee.
I thought you were in Sullivan County.
I am in Sullivan County. It's different than what I'm saying than Hawkins County, than where Candace and Dawn live.
Right. Warriors is next to Kingsport, or in Kingsport.
Yes, ma'am. Like I said, it's not even 10 minutes from my house. And, talking about the horse stables, like you were saying in the video earlier, yes, it's drawn a lot of attention. People coming here and going to check all these places. But yet again, it's really not good publicity. They're not going up there renting the horses and going out for rides. They're there because that was one of the last places Summer was seen.
Right.
Think about them being employees, like you said, turn around, walk out, and
you walk two steps the wrong direction and you're liable to find her because nobody knows. Yes, everybody new coming in, welcome. Please make yourselves at home and please show Miss Robin some respect. And if you do have any questions, just pop them up here and we'll see if we can't get them answered.
I like that, Connie.
True. Sorry to say, but Hawkins County is corrupt. It's a shame, and new police officers make $12.56 an hour.
Yeah, that's horrible. And I mean, when they can come to Sullivan County and make really good money.
Hello, Leland. I didn't see you come in, hon. Shorty Small heard that CW was at her friend's house because someone is after something that her door is so messed up she is scared to stay there. I don't believe it. Go ahead.
Donna, I hope she stays scared. I really do, and I believe that Summer's no longer with us, and I hope Summer haunts her every day of her life.
Kathy Smith says, thank you, Robin.
I'm going to cry, but I hate to blubber, but when all this started, like I had just got over Evelyn. I'm not over Evelyn, don't get me wrong, but they had just found her and they're going to court and got Mama in jail. And then you get the Amber Alert for Summer.
Right.
And I'm thinking, okay, she's just lost. They'll have her by dark. They'll have her by the next morning. And I get up and no.
Guys, I'm fixing to make a crack, and please, it's not disrespectful, but it's, darn well, Robin, if they'd have just let Robin Lane have packed her little knapsack with all her goodies and let her pull it all-nighter, they would have found that baby.
There you go. I agree, Nana.
I'm sorry, I have to make fun of that. Who says that when there's a child missing? Let's pack some snacks and goodies and pull an all-nighter.
Right. And I mean, she has no common sense whatsoever. I mean, to think that she could go down there and pull that off.
Well,
And has,
who wants to pack a knapsack full of goodies? You're hoping when you go look for a child, you're hoping that they're already found before you ever get there.
exactly. And, did she even search?
No, she didn't.
And, just like the parents, where's their searching,
Right.
And,
Hello, Donna. Sunshine. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Everybody knew coming in. Hello. We're talking, and that's why I haven't been saying hello.
I get up every morning and I think this will be the day they will find her. And I've done that almost 11 months now.
Right. It's been almost 11 months.
And
well, 10 days short of 11 months.
Correct. And I stay in shock of all the things that are going on. I mean, just stay in shock. You look at that June 18th interview with Don, and he's holding the oldest, like clutching to that child. And I'll see her in the resurrection. Who says that?
Yeah, that was 3 days after she went missing. They showed it on the 28th of July. 28th of June. But that was actually recorded 3 days after she went missing.
Yeah, it was recorded June 18th. Yeah. And no emotion. None. And everyone I talked to, they're like, can you believe what they said? Can you believe how he was doing? And to see her in the resurrection, who says that? What parent says that?
I don't know. Here's a question for you, hon. Does Robin or anyone else here know how Brad 423 Chase is connected to Mary Sexton Goad and or to the Sherfies or others on Ben Hill? No, I don't have a clue. He was already came in, committed his extortion, and was on his way out before my channel got going. So
yeah, amen, Nana. Yeah, he's done gone.
As far as I know, the last I heard, allegedly, he's still sitting in jail for extortion for that money.
I know I shouldn't laugh because it is a serious crime, and to do it with Summer, it's a crime of the mind, the heart, the soul. It beats you up every day that somebody would do that to a child.
I know that she told Allie that she had to get some sleep. I don't remember what she said she had to get some sleep for, but I do remember that she said that when they took her forcibly and put her in the cruiser, in the back of the cruiser to take her to get a polygraph. So, I mean, that right there, that has to tell you something, that they knew from the get-go that they were guilty of something. Why they haven't made any arrests of any kind with Candace is beyond me.
I mean,
go ahead.
Just alone for the things with age.
Right.
And, I understand that some people think that Allie has to press charges. That is a minor child.
Allie doesn't have to press charges. The state can pick it up.
Exactly. And
why they haven't, I don't know.
I keep thinking, why? Because those alleged crimes were committed in Sullivan County at Warriors. And I keep thinking in the back of my mind, why doesn't Sullivan County pick those up?
Right. And Jen, I agree. If it was my child missing, I would be looking day and night, probably camping in the woods. Me too.
Me being not even related or knowing these people, I would have went down there and searched if they'd allowed me to. I would still love to go search.
There's a lot of people that would be willing to go search if Ronnie Lawson would just allow it, but he hasn't from day one allowed anybody that wasn't under his control to search. And that is the first case I've ever heard of. And granted, I mean, I don't know about many cases, but all the ones I have ever heard of in my lifetime, that's the first time that neighbors, the community, the town, nobody was allowed to search. Nobody from the get-go. And something's not right there.
Exactly, because before, when little Carly went missing, he was asking everyone to search.
Right.
Search your building, search your home, search your property, look everywhere, help us find this child.
Right, and the Amber Alert went out the way it was supposed to, which was they gave a description, and every little piece of information they got, they did put out to the public, including what the packaging that when what was his name, her uncle, when he bought her new underwear, they showed what kind of package that underwear came in. And with the Summer case, nothing. There's nothing being revealed. I know you'd come search, Jen. We all would, honey.
My husband being a contractor, he would love to go down there and organize a search. He was a part of another group. They actually did a motorcycle run. They would have loved to have went and searched. They would help. And, my husband being a contractor, he's bound to run into Don somewhere, out here, the home improvement places, or we call it Funland because men love those home improvement places. And, he said, I don't know what I'd do if I seen Don Wills. He said, he would have to resort to violence. He wouldn't want to, but he would want to jerk him up and say, look, where's Summer?
Right. But I don't understand with all these other parents, like, shoot, I can't think of her name. Oakley Carlson's mom and dad, Serenity McKinney's mom and stepdad, Harmony Montgomery's dad and stepmom. All of them, every one of them have been put in jail over whether it was true charges or little charges that they could trump up into something big. But they charged them with them and put them in jail to hold them until they could try to find out something, about what happened to the child or where they were at. I do not understand why they cannot do the same thing for Candace.
You and I both. You and I both. And, I keep thinking back to also the video that Dawn and Candace did together where Candace was so messed up. And at one point, they're sitting there talking and she's bringing up her sister, Rose, that's missing.
Yeah.
And you have to listen to the video and you have to turn it up. But Dawn leans down to tell Candace and warn her, your mother's listening.
Right.
Why? I mean, why do that? What is Grandis's involvement in all this? Why would you worry about saying something and your mother standing there?
Right. Connie Hilliker, I think is how you pronounce her name, says, I have a friend that actually just left 110 Ben Hill Road. His vehicle wouldn't make it up the hill. He met an older neighbor, a grandfather raising 3 boys, says there's no way she was abducted. Right?
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, to me, no way that baby was. I mean, just if you look at the area and you go by there's no way that baby could have been abducted. Only by her parents, the way I see it.
I agree, Zero. That's probably the only truth they ever will tell is she's not there. You think they have dirt on Lawson, or you think maybe they're all in cahoots?
It's hard to say. It could be anything at this point. I think Lawson, though, in my opinion, he has to work with what he has, and he doesn't have many officers to work with.
Right.
And if you can't handle it, turn it over to TBI, FBI. I always thought when the FBI got involved anyway with a missing child, they took lead on any type of missing child case.
I want to know why the 911, it wasn't just Dawn that made the 911 call, honey. There was 2 or 3 calls made, and none of them have been released.
None of them. There has to be something in there that's telling.
Right. That's what I've said from the get-go, is there was something in those 911 calls that caused the Amber Alert to be put out, because
Exactly.
nothing else happened that night. They received the call about her. They went up there about 11 o'clock that night. They put the endangered child alert out. Nothing happened from then till 10 o'clock the next morning. But at 10 o'clock next morning, they put the Amber Alert out without a identification of a person or a car, or description, of a person or a car that could have took her.
And then everything was wrong on the Amber Alert.
Right.
4 years old, her height, her weight. And
Her age.
her age. The picture of her did not match what Summer looked like. And I know they had to get that from the family, but what were they trying to hide? This is an alert to find your child.
Did you ever meet Marlena Crawford by chance?
No, I've never met her.
I'm starting to wonder. Not starting to wonder. I've wondered from the get-go why she had that alert that went out from the rescue squad. That had not been out 15 minutes, and she had it on her Facebook page.
Yes, ma'am, I saw that.
And that is the strangest thing I've ever seen. How could she have gotten it? It wasn't even typed up yet. It was just, basically something that somebody personally put out on their own stuff, and then she got it from the rescue squad that quick.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that I want her to come out to all of us or come out on YouTube, and that's just dragging more people into this case. But she should go tell whatever she knows directly to the TBI, FBI, and law enforcement.
Well, she says she has. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I'm just wondering why she's staying hid. Unlike everybody else that even thinks that they even smell this case, and they've had any kind of connection with the family. They're either on YouTube getting money for being on YouTube. They're out there telling their stories, or they've created their own YouTube channel.
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
So why is she, where's she at?
I've heard, and it's just alleged, that she's wanting money.
Hey, Christola, it's okay you're late, sweetheart. I tried to call you, but your phone wasn't working.
And then, you go to this, I'm going to go ahead and say his name, Ernie. Well, first of all, let's go to BK. He tried to get what he could out of Candace and Dawn.
Right.
And he wasn't able to complete the job, the way I see it. And then now, here is Candace wanting to tell her truth with Ernie.
Right.
And, if Candace didn't have a story to tell, she wouldn't be saying, let's get up together and do a live in 2 days.
Right. But like we talked about the other day, that 2 days was up on last Sunday. And after Sunday was over, Ernie went to New York, and he's saying he's threw his hands up. He threw the towel in. He don't want to have nothing else to do with her.
I really personally, in my personal opinion, the way that Candace talked to him and the way she behaved with him, she was wanting a one-on-one with Ernie, and it may not have been in regards to Summer.
Right.
Candace, go have your one-on-one with him. Do what you want to, but keep Summer out of it. If that's the nature of the conversation you want to have with Ernie, or the nature of meeting with Ernie. If you're just interested in him as a nice-looking man, then go for it. But you shouldn't be using Summer in that aspect. It's disgraceful. Right. It's disrespectful to that baby.
So you said pretty much every conversation that you run into with the locals over there, pretty much everybody is talking about this case, right?
Correct. And I don't see how that this has not erupted and it became more than what it's become. And, people wanting to be involved and getting involved, and how, it's just hadn't erupted, and people taking things into their own hands,
Right. Why do you think it is that the locals haven't spoke up against law enforcement and told them, demanded that something be done? In your opinion?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
everybody speaks of it. Everybody wants something done. And I think it gets to a point and it's stopped. And
Right.
you can go no further.
Yes, Gemma, you sure can. Whatever you're wanting to do, hon.
And if you think about it, if the people took over the investigation, then what would become of that?
Right, but I'm just saying that if the locals spoke up in unison and said, demanded for Ronnie Lawson to get something done, why haven't the community come together? Or are they just saying, well, it ain't any of our business and we're just going to leave it alone? Or are they scared of Ronnie Lawson themselves?
I don't know. I don't think many people are scared of Ronnie Lawson. I mean, their their police department is going away, or sheriff's department looks like it's going away because they can't keep employees. I just don't know why the communities haven't rallied and done more. I mean, we can go. I would love to go down there and rally down there at that or that sheriff's office and
Right.
demand more to be done. But the way that I see it and the way they're acting, and her Detective Pruitt, these people have committed no crimes.
Exactly. Yeah. I heard that phone call too. Aurora, I believe that new information came directly from those 911 calls. I honestly do. I think they took what was said on the 911 calls and compared it to what they found when they got to that house and how those parents were acting, and possibly what everybody in the house was saying, including minors. And that's what caused the Amber Alert to be put out there. And I think that's why they keep saying that the 911 calls cannot be released, because they are part of the investigation. Locals are telling him that Candace has many, many foreigners staying there because Dawn was always gone. Huh.
Wouldn't doubt it. I mean, she picked up men at gas stations.
Have the people of Hawkins County protested at the sheriff's office? No, they haven't.
I think on June 15th, if I'm not mistaken, a bunch of the YouTubers and different folks are wanting to get together for a vigil at the sheriff's office. Excuse me, I apologize.
That's fine. TBI, FBI, and LE should have a news conference. There's has been one, but not like for Gabby. True. Marlena Crawford had it in her Facebook posted timestamp before anyone on the 15th. Still currently posted. The proof of life photo was on a cell phone. Right. That's what I had in that video, and that's the video that she threatened me about. She's the one that told me that I believe it was her uncle, who was lead detective on the case, would be dealing with me if I didn't take that video down. I want to know what was in that video that she was so scared for people to see. They do need to go to the commission meeting and demand Lawson get off his butt. I agree 100%, Donna.
I liked your idea of having them to actually audit the whole case.
I believe they do need to send somebody from, I believe the FBI headquarters is in Virginia. I believe they need to send somebody from the FBI headquarters to come down here and audit the case, the law enforcement, everybody involved, everybody that has worked on this case.
Exactly. I agree.
And I don't think it needs to be somebody from Nashville. I'm not saying that the state of Tennessee is corrupt or whatever. I'm just saying I think it needs to be somebody away from here so that there's no possible connection in any kind of way, in case there is something corrupt going on down the line. In front of Hawkins County Sheriff's Department at 6 to 7. And that's the vigil, right, Gemma?
Reba's barking at you, Donna.
Was fixing to say Reba was agreeing with that, wasn't she?
Yes, ma'am. She knows when these people are lying. Those people are lying.
Can you explain that, Nana, about what Marlena Crawford threatened you about and what video for proof of life? Okay, well, the the milk jug photo and video, that's what we're talking about. Marlena Crawford on her Facebook page, the very day that Summer went missing, within 15 minutes of the rescue squad having the alert up and running, Marlena Crawford had it on her Facebook page. She had the alert, the description, and we're talking about when they were still saying that Summer was 4 years old. She had that alert, the description, and had a picture of the milk jug picture all posted on her Facebook page within 15 minutes of it going up. And I had made a video about it, trying to get a hold of her, trying so I could talk to her. And she finally got a hold of me. And then she made her threats. First of all, she was trying to extort money from me, saying that if I wanted information, I had to pay her. When I told her I would not pay her, I didn't do that. Then she started threatening me, stating that her uncle, who was the lead detective on the case, would deal with me. My channel would be took down permanently. I would never have another channel again. And I had took the original video down because it was just looking for her. So there was no need for it to be up. So I took it down, trying to get her to talk to me. And after she pulled the crap she pulled and then deleted her side of the conversation, I proceeded to make a new video. And I put all the same information back up, except I put my side of the conversation, which you can tell what she said from my side of the conversation. It's still up. You can go look at it. I don't, off the top of my head, know what the title of it is. But yeah, she threatened me, and I'm not the only one. She's been telling a lot of people that stuff.
And what do these people get? I mean, I've heard others in that local area making threats to other local people. I mean,
I don't have a clue. And
I don't get it.
You would think that law enforcement would do something about it, but nope.
You would think.
So, what are the locals, honestly, what are they saying about Ronnie Lawson and the way he's dealing with all this?
Most of them think he's a crook. I mean, the people that I talk to think that he is just holding off when he, of course, he's, running uncontested. So everybody knows he's going to be the sheriff again.
Well, honey, he's been sheriff since 2010 and nobody has ever run against him.
Exactly. So
and then, before him, there was one man that was in there for like a half a term that wound up pew-pewing himself, allegedly, after only a half a term. And before him, it was 20 years of Ronnie Lawson's daddy, who never had anybody run against him.
Right. And I feel like he is just not wanting to push the button right now. I really don't. And I think the lead prosecutor doesn't want to either.
Connie says, Nana, I'm sorry, I didn't know that she threatened you. Summer hunched over with the other little girl in dresses on the property the weekend before Summer got gone. She's Marlena's daughter. Yes, ma'am. And that was that, from what I understand, allegedly, that picture was taken literally the day before Summer went missing. That was the night that allegedly that little girl was supposed to have been spending the night with Summer. And then halfway through the night, something major happened. And they said that Marlena had to come and pick up her daughter and leave because of whatever it was that major happened that night.
Yeah, there had to be something.
Hello, Miss Lisa Renee.
And did anyone see can I name Evil Exists?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind talking about other channels on here as long as we're not down on them, say anything bad about them. Then you mention whatever channels. I have no problem with that.
Okay. And Evil Exists had that message that he had actually had previously, and he went back and he found it where Summer spent the night with the lady.
Right,
And
you were telling me about that.
yes, and the woman had a son. I don't know if, in fact, she was just saying it was a son, but you know, this woman allegedly Summer spent the night with her, and she had problems giving that child a bath. That she said Summer had wet the bed, she had to wear pull-ups, and she'd wet the bed, and she had to clean her up, and how Summer reacted over the hot or the warm water, and then of course they sent Summer with melatonin and Benadryl.
To be given before she went to bed.
Exactly. Who does that? Melatonin and Benadryl, both sleeping agents.
For a 5-year-old.
Or, and I mean, my gosh, if your child's sick, it's one thing, but to give melatonin and Benadryl, if she'd have spent the night with me, she wouldn't have got it.
Right. Also, you said that in Evil Exists, it was Evil Exists, correct?
Correct.
The lady that was on there had said that she couldn't take a bath in real hot water because it hurt her when she tried to sit down, if you guys understand what I'm saying, and that she kept grabbing that area, and yes, that she wound up having to put cool water in the bathtub in order for it to ease off enough for her to be able to sit down in it.
And the lady said, I have a son, I have a child, I know how to give a child a bath, and I know if it's too hot, but Summer reacted badly to the warm water, and like she was hurt, and that's so troublesome. You don't know if the child may have had a UTI or anything.
Right. Ruby, would you like to come up on panel, hun? You're more than welcome to. That's okay with you, isn't it, Robin?
I'm sorry?
That's all right with you, isn't it?
Oh, yes, yes. I want everyone, though. You don't have to have small children, but check those registries. Check them often. I mean, check in your neighborhood. I would have never known about that 80-some-year-old man. And I told my husband, I said, I don't want to cause harm to anybody, but heck, I might have to run him over if I see him. I mean, not threatening no one, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. April, your doctor told your son to do that? Or let me say this, my son's doctor, your son's doctor told you to do that? What, to give them melatonin and Benadryl at the same time? Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's okay, hon. What? No, you don't have to have StreamYard. It goes through on your phone. You just pick up a link and it just takes you straight to it. But if you don't feel like coming up, that's okay.
And Nana's good about walking you through it too. So I was scared to death.
I'm the blind leading the blind, trust me.
I've never done it. I tried it once before, and it kind of was a disaster. And I'm like, oh, I'll never do this again. And thank you, Nana, for walking me through it, because I really want to talk. I really want to get my perspective out there. I'm just a old country mama who wants this poor little baby found.
That's exactly what I am, sweetheart.
And example, when they find bodies around here, they found that body down near 81 near Knoxville.
Right, AJ Highway.
Yeah. And the minute that you hear that, it's, oh, it's Summer. It's Summer. They're finding Summer. And I've got my family, my friends calling me, did you hear they found this body? Do you think it's Summer? And, that's the first thing you think of.
You said that's how it is for most of the locals around there, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I mean, my whole family, my sister's picking up the phone, my sister-in-law, my mom, everybody's calling saying, do you think this is summer? Do you think it's summer? And when they found that a little boy in Indiana, which is horrible, horrible, in that suitcase. You know, that's the first thing my mama asked me. She didn't even listen to the newscast. She just heard a child in a suitcase. She thought it was summer.
And you should, Kate. Did y'all see this? So in just my little circle in my neighborhood, there are like 5 to 8 registered people. I am always looking at a walker by Shady Like, right?
Yes, ma'am. And I mean, you're just protecting your area, your own, and you know that's like Summer. I will never call her a Wells ever.
Thank you, Jen. Jen says I couldn't even talk on the phone before I met Nana. She had a stroke and she had went years and refused. It wasn't she couldn't. She refused to talk on the phone. And now she gets up on panel and talks to everybody.
And you can't tell that she's had a stroke.
No, you cannot.
She's a great talker.
And she ain't allowed to play no games no more neither, by the way, Jen.
Did she win?
Yeah, pretty much, because she didn't technically, because everybody gave Leland their points. But yeah, she won. She ain't allowed to play no more. Not when it comes to music.
I'm going to get the glory one day. That's all I was in it for.
Single mama for I believe everybody is that way. Everybody that's involved in this case or invested in this case, as soon as we hear anything, and it don't even have to be close by Hawkins County,
No.
it's anything, and the first thing on our mind is, oh Lord, is it her? I agree 100%.
And you know, going back to what I was saying a while ago about, you know, I'm not going to call her a Wells. She's Summer Moon to me.
Right.
I don't want Utah associated with her name. I don't want Wells associated with her name. She's our daughter, our little girl.
Right. Ruby, I'm dropping the link for you, hon, if you want to try it.
Now, going back to my husband and contractors, you wouldn't believe the conversations they have. Just out here, you know, talking like Funland, like I said before. You know, they go and they chat about this, and you know, his biker buddies, they talk about it. They make speculations, and they have their opinions and their thoughts, and they want to talk about it. They want justice for this little girl.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Aurora, by the way, yes, I discussed last night. I told Jen that she was going to have to help me get Leland's address so I could have one sent to him. Thank you. I know he earned it. He's my special one anyways. I love my Leland.
He's a sweetheart.
Not trying to get off topic, guys. I'm just, you know, I see stuff and I have to comment.
Well, that's what I love about this channel, though. You know, everybody is kind and good, and none of you're in it for Summer. They're not about the drama.
Hello, Miss Ruby.
Hey, Nana, can you hear me okay?
I sure can, sweetheart.
Oh,
Hey,
well,
baby.
finally. I've had so much trouble being able to go on panels with people that I finally just quit.
Really? Well, I tell you what, if you do, I put that on your page, on your channel. If you are able to get that thing going, I will help you any way I can, including spread the word, okay?
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be awesome. I don't think by the time it comes around, though, that Ernie and BK are going to be the one going at it. But you could actually do one for any of the creators that want to go at each other.
Yeah. I try to stay away from those people. There have been people that I have stayed away from from day one that I came over from Spotify to the YouTube community. There are people that I just stayed away from the get-go, and then there's been people that I've dropped,
Right.
since then.
I agree. Kate, I'm not sure how we can go about doing it, hon, other than calling the headquarters for FBI and just everybody call them and request it. I'm not sure how you would go about it. Now, if we could get a hold of Crime and Justice, she might be able to tell us if she's not busy with her own problems right now. That's that Crime and Justice, or what is her name? Bobby Cantonese. Bobby Cat. If anybody knows how to get a hold of her, she might be able to tell us how to do it.
You know who else might be able to help is the geeks. What is it called? That other channel?
Gavel Geeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's pretty legal savvy.
Okay.
Very legal savvy.
Are y'all talking about trying to get this case turned over to the FBI?
No, trying to get everything audited, trying to get the case audited. The law enforcement, everything. Trying to get somebody down here to look into it and find out why nothing has been done.
I like this. What Cherokee girl's saying.
As someone who has ADHD, when I take Benadryl, I actually become more hyper. Things that make normal people sleepy or act as a sedative have an adversary effect on someone that has ADHD. I know that, and I agree. Just like coffee will speed adults up. My son, he wasn't diagnosed ADHD, but he was hyper in school. And instead of putting him on medication, my doctor told me, give him a cup of coffee every morning before he goes to school, because it does calm children down where it speeds adults up. And that's the very reason that, like Ritalin, and there's the other one, I can't think of the name of it, starts with an A. Adults, Adderall. Adults want to take it where it calms children down, it speeds the adults up. So yes, I agree, it has the adverse effect on them.
Robin, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Robin, do y'all have a quorum court there?
Now, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Okay. In my hometown, the city police, the city council is over the city police. The mayor is the one who hires the police chief. In the county, the quorum court is over the sheriff's department and the jail, and they are the ones who get out the fund, give the funds and all for whatever the sheriff's department needs and whatnot.
Right, and
but
it is
that there's that video that Shay showed from the county commissioner. I mean, that was about the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh God, wasn't it? Yes.
I mean, no wonder they ain't got no deputies and they're broke. And I mean, that one woman looked like she was knocking 100 years old. I don't mean to be rude, but I mean, it's like, y'all need to get some new blood in there, some younger blood, some people that, really want to fix up this town and give better public safety and community service. And
Christola says, I'm behind Nana, but Robin was saying that her mom thought the boy in the suitcase might be Summer. To be fair, and this is true, Gannon Stout was found in Florida in a suitcase, and he was from Colorado.
Yeah.
But they found that it was a boy in that suitcase. That's the only thing.
Have they determined whether it's Cody Bigsby or not?
No, as far as I know, they haven't came out with any information about it yet.
Yeah, my mom sees anything though in regards to a body found or anything. She's calling me, could this be Summer? Could this be Summer? You know, and of course, my mom's in her mid 70s. So, you know, she's not going to listen to the whole thing. She's going to pick up the phone and call me. I'm the crime sleuth around the house, you know?
I know my kids will text me, Mom, did you see this? Mom, did you see that?
Right.
And my
My
friends
kids-
call me and say, Robin, did you see this? Did you know this? Did you know that? Did you see Candace, what she did the other night?
Okay. Single Mama 4 says it is not Cody Bigsby.
They did
Okay.
determine that, huh?
Okay. Well, God love him, whoever he is. That's
God
just
love that old
awful.
man that found him. That breaks my heart.
Oh, I know. And I saw a video from a news station that man is just, by golly, he wants to know who that child is.
Right.
And he seems so devastated. And could you
Yeah.
imagine? Could you imagine
Oh,
how
I'd lose my damn mind.
me and you
I'd
both?
lose my mind.
That's why I felt so bad for Don B when he went up there looking. And I told him, I said, not to be crude or anything, guys. You guys know I'm not. But I told him, I said, what are you going to do if you was to walk up on her? I said, you crap yourself. I said, you better videotape it. I said, because I want to see that. And, but me and Robin were talking today, and I honestly believe it would devastate him just like it has that old man that found that boy. If Don B had found that baby, I don't think he'd ever recover from it. I really don't.
No, that's a scene I would never ever in my life want to find. And, you know, and I'm a very observant person. Like if I'm driving down the road and I see a big box or a trash bag that looks a little strange, like it's not got garbage in it or anything, I'll pull over and look, because people throw out puppies and kittens and kids and,
Right.
you know,
Like
I do
that,
the
one
same
woman,
thing.
like that one woman that threw that baby in that dipsy dumpster in that trash bag.
Oh, yeah. God. And I mean, I think any of us that look at this case, and you're, especially if you're local, you see something laying out, you're going to stop and look.
Right.
I mean, I would stop and look. And I was thinking about poor Don B. I was like, he's out there by himself looking and, you know, putting himself in harm's way. Not that anything happened to Don B., but it very easily could have. Because the area he was traveling in, you could tell that there was a lot of mysterious things going on there, especially in that tunnel he went in.
Charlie, I don't think any of us would ever recover as much energy and stuff that we've invested in this case. If one of us was to find her,
I think a group of people just need to get together, get out there, and get to looking. I mean, I especially after Candace made that comment, I know she is not on this property.
right.
Well, girl, you know where she's at then. I mean, I'm not reading into it. Am I crazy?
I still take what she said, all those different clips that I put, and plus the other ones that I couldn't find, all those things that she keeps saying about them coming up there. If I'd have known they were going to do what they did to her, that kind of thing, or if I knew where she was at this very moment, I would go get her.
Or if I'd have known, I'd have walked down there with her.
Yeah.
yeah. I couldn't I
Robin,
couldn't believe that Don said some of the things that he said. You know, in those drunken stupors, I think there's one or two phone calls like between him and Molly and Betty, where he's saying, I know where she's at. She's up in a motel room and
Yeah.
so forth. You know, and I'm like, how, unless you really, really knew that, how could you even let something like that come out of your mouth about your child?
Disrespectful. I mean, it's
Robin,
Yes, ma'am.
Aurora's
Oh.
asking you something. It's on the screen.
Most people that I speak to think that Candace did something to her.
Well, Aurora wasn't in here earlier when you were talking about the lady that your husband was working for, and she believes that she was in the front porch that they poured
Concrete in, yeah. I mean, to tell it again, I mean, not to be redundant, but my husband was working nearby, and Don Wells was working at a location right across the road, basically. And the woman was watching them, of course. And she told my husband, said, "You know who's been working over there? That Don Wells. You know that baby is probably buried in that concrete on that porch."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what people think. And that's the first thing that comes to their minds because, this woman saw him over there every day working.
I mean, I can't say that it's not a possibility. I've done a video myself on perhaps she's in the footers of one of those houses.
And he's worked at different locations where new homes are being built, new septic tanks are being put in. Jonesboro, that's out in the county, and that they have septic tanks. They're not on a city sewer there that I'm aware of.
Yeah, Don said they'll never find her.
Yeah.
Which is creepy, I mean, it just.
And they'll never find any evidence. Yeah, there'll never be any evidence.
I've always thought that she was there somewhere close.
And
because like close to where, close enough that if anybody were to come upon that where she's at, Don and Candace would know.
Right.
Because in one of them drunken phone calls, Molly mentioned that body that was found in Kingsport in December.
Right.
She said, she mentioned that, she said, "Oh, by the way, did you know they found a body in Kingsport today?" And it didn't even faze him.
Jeez.
He just nonchalant about it. Like, well, he knew it wasn't summer, so he ain't worried about it.
Yeah. A lot of people think, the way that Dawn reacts, the way that Candace reacts. Only time she even sheds a tears for herself. Never sheds a tear for Summer.
It's a possibility, Anna D.
I do believe, though, that if someone took her, it has something to do with drugs, and that Don either owed the dope man a bunch of money or ripped the dope man off.
Right.
Because I never understood why she got so upset on Dr. Phil about the cornbread mafia.
I don't know. That's such a class. You're breaking up, Ruby. You're breaking up, honey.
I said, whether or not there's a cornbread mafia that still exists, no, a drug dealer is a drug dealer, or a group of drug dealers, or
right. They don't deal in kids.
Exactly.
And I can tell you from my own experience, my ex-husband got into some shit. And I can tell you from my own experience that when you rip the dope man off, there's not a link they won't go to get you back.
Well, getting back to the cornbread
including kidnapping your kids.
Getting back to the cornbread mafia, it is still in business. It wasn't actually a cornbread mafia back then. That was a name given to 9 men who would not rat their business partners out. The news media gave that to them. But the cornbread mafia is a real company now, and they sell CBD oil and teas and waxes and anything that's got to do with TLC, THC, whichever
THC,
one
yeah.
it is. Yeah. But it's a legal business it's a big business and it's located in Kentucky.
Mm-mm.
I
Well,
mean, you
there
can
was
go
a
online you can go online and order stuff from this company.
that's weird. There was a creator, it's a dude, and very early on, he's never accurate in his stuff, but he tried to put out that the cornbread mafia was old Dixie mafia. And
No.
I in the first videos that I did, and I corrected that, and I'm like, yeah, I live in Dixie Mafia country. I can tell you all you want to know about the Dixie Mafia. And they ain't in East Tennessee.
Well, getting back to the drug dealers, if y'all think about this, Don left. He left for however many months to Utah. Candace is left to her own devices.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that she liked her Mary Jane. That's according to Dawn, and she likes her alcohol. And Dawn wasn't sending her money.
Right.
I always thought that, the girl probably got everything fronted to her. And Candace owed a big debt to somebody, possibly.
Yeah, that's true too.
And that's
I
my
can see
speculation.
that happening.
Okay, guys, do y'all have any questions for Robin specifically about the locals? If you'll put them up here on screen, we'll ask them to her.
Do you know Tim Mullins, Robin?
I do not. Now, he is a business associate of a member of my family.
Oh,
Mhm.
really?
Yes. And my family member says, he does not act that way in person, but you're doing business with him. You're not personally having a real personal conversation or getting to know him.
Right.
It's just business, basically. But
Lisa Renee wants to know, do you know who Don took with him?
he took the oldest son.
To work that day?
To work that day, I don't know.
I'm assuming that's what Lisa was talking about.
I didn't know she meant when he left and went to Utah for so long. Because, she was packing up the house to go to Utah, supposedly.
Right.
And I wish the hello fuzzy they'd gone,
Connie says, thank you, Robin, for familiarizing us with your area. We appreciate it.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's nice to get a better understanding of things up there.
Yeah, I don't know if I helped any or hurt. It's just everybody has their opinions, but this is the topic of conversation anywhere you go. I mean, you go to a restaurant with friends and it comes up. Everyone talks about it. My friend that owns the restaurant, she'll call me. Guess who came through my drive-through today? It's awful. It's got to be resolved one way or another, and if the people have to do it, I think that's what we need to do.
Lisa, yes, it was the eldest son that went to Utah with him. So I was wrong, Robin. You were wrong.
It's never wrong. We're just miscommunicating.
Yes, Charlie. Yes, it was James Higdon, and I've talked with him a few times. That wrote the book about it, and he's the one. I believe he's the CEO, or he's one of the higher ups in that company, the Cornbread Mafia company.
I just want to say one other thing. I keep going back to Candace wanting to get with Ernie and tell what she's got to tell. if she didn't have something to tell, then why would she want to do that?
Right.
Why would she put herself out there? And I mean, I know she wants it one on one, and that's why I think she wants it in a different manner. But if I was Ernie, I would have that one on one conversation with her. I wouldn't care if it would find Summer.
Well, I'm not one of Ernie's biggest fans. I'm not.
Yeah, me either.
Everybody knows this. But out of everybody that has talked with Candace or Dawn for that matter, and I'm including everyone on that list, Ernie is the only person that I have seen that even sounded like they were a straight shooter as far as asking, look, just tell the truth.
Yeah.
I do have to give him that.
You know, and I know it has to take a lot out of anybody. I mean, it takes a lot out of me. There's days that, and you know, you hear something and you just sit here and your heart breaks and you cry and you think, I want this solved. And I know it getting involved with someone like her or someone like Dawn would have to be so mentally draining to think that you might be able to get an answer.
You're breaking up, hon.
Yeah.
Anna D, there are. Well, there are cameras in the areas where we're at. We can't understand you, hon. Candace is in Wisconsin.
No, oh, am I breaking up bad?
Yeah. Excuse me, guys.
Uh-oh.
I just don't understand how somebody could leave the area. I mean, they are a part of this investigation and are suspects. Everyone is suspect, supposedly. And they can leave the area just nilly-willy. You know, that's true. That's true, Robin's Egg. Like the name, by the way, but I really don't think Ernie would go anywhere unprepared.
Right. Oh, Grandis is in Wisconsin, not Candace.
Ooh. I don't think she should be able to leave the state.
What does Candace think that she's going to gain by
Ruby, you're completely breaking up, hon. I do not think that Marlena is Andy's sister. Okay. I do not think that Marlena is Andy's sister. I believe she is his cousin.
No, I'll say this also. I don't know if y'all watch John Q.
Every once in a while.
And, you know, his theories and where he looks on the map and he sees those major ponds out there.
Right.
I mean, they're huge. They're as big as, you know, a lake, some of them. And, you know, to that chimney top loop.
Yeah.
I mean, why did Don drive that? In order to show, you know, another channel how somebody could get out of there. You know, a criminal mind thinking like a criminal and doing like a criminal, there was something to that. There has to be.
Well, either that or he was just trying to steer people away from another area that he didn't want them going around.
Possibly. I always thought if she was nearby, though, I thought if she was nearby that one of them would go visit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Who's trying to set him up? Did Ernie even know them before Summer got gone?
No, not to my knowledge, he didn't.
Right.
But
Candace
I
seems
just don't know what she hopes to gain by. I mean, it's obvious to me that she had these goo goo gaga feelings for Benny, and then he, rebuffed her or whatever, and then turned on her, and she went to Ernie, and it's obvious she's desperate for the love and attention of a man.
I agree.
But that's just kind of a
I think that's seriously why she wants to meet Ernie in private. But like I said, I think Ernie would go prepared. He might say no phones, no wires, no cameras, but I think he would go prepared with something.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a second, guys. Anna D. So the house at the end of Beach Creek, Ben Hill, has cameras. What vehicles were on the camera the morning till night the day Summer went missing? We don't know because law enforcement, once again, will not tell anybody one darn red thing.
And, being a local, that is such an embarrassment. I mean, the whole scenario with law enforcement is just so embarrassing. And, when Pruitt got up there and he basically said, these people have not committed a crime.
Hang on a second, Robin.
Wait.
Aurora, this is true, and I don't have a clue why it's not a problem. But Andrew Bernard, which is Jody Sue's ex, is kin to Fred Hill, who is the great grandson of the man Ben Hill, who the road was named after. They're related to Marlena. Marlena is related to the Sherfies. The Sherfies and all them are related to the Goads, which is Don's stepfather. The Goads are related to the Trents, and the Trents are related to the Lawsons.
My Lord.
Everyone's related.
All in the family.
Yes,
Exactly.
ma'am.
So how John Pruitt is lead detective, I guess, because they don't have anybody else with the experience he has.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Which, from his interview, isn't a whole heck of a lot,
Exactly.
in my opinion.
But I'm actually going to try to put a bug in Jeff Cassidy's ear because, like I said, some of the crimes that Candace herself committed, and it's all out there for everyone to see with H.
Mm-hmm.
The alcohol, the nicotine vapes, the other type of vapes. I mean, they were in Sullivan County. Put her in jail for something.
But yeah, so they can hold her there until she either gives something up or until somebody else gives something up.
I think she would crack in jail.
I do too.
I really do.
I was saying that I think they need to, bring in some kind of like professional interrogators that know the right questions to ask, to know almost like the behavior panel, and interrogate the hell out of her and him both.
I'd like to be a part of that.
Pruitt's brother is in charge of the drug department in the sheriff's department.
Wow.
Damn, and I thought my hometown had a good old boy system.
Well, it used to be that way in Sullivan County when we had another sheriff in here. I mean, it used to be the good old boy system. And Cassidy that came in, he's changed that whole aspect, that whole sheriff's department.
And that's what's going to happen in Hawkins County.
Exactly. But nobody's contesting him. Nobody is going to run against Lawson. Who would make a great sheriff or a great person to run that county? I believe Scott H. would.
You and me both. I've even suggested he run if his health wasn't so bad.
Lone Wolf, are you in here listening? Hang on one second, guys. I gotta take care of something. Lone Wolf, if you're in here listening, which obviously you are, just sent me information. I didn't say Randy Clark Sr. wasn't connected to Candace. I said Randy Clark Jr. has no connection to Candace. He just sent me a conversation between Randy Clark and Candace. And Randy Clark was trying to get Candace to move to New York, guys.
Do what?
Huh?
Yeah, let me see what the date is. Oh, it was back in 2020, July 17th of 2020. Randy Clark, I don't know if it was senior or junior, but I'm assuming senior. The conversation that I've got here says Randy Clark says, come to New York. Candace says, Randy Clark, no way. Tennessee is home. Randy Clark said, Candace Bly, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately for us in Tennessee.
Yep. Is Scott here?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Christola was asking. But anyways, that Lone Wolf is the one that I've got that information coming from. So if he's in here, thank you, Christola, for dropping Scott's link. By the way, guys, Ruby has her own channel, and I would appreciate it if everybody would go and sub to her channel also.
Oh, I'll go do that.
Christola, do you have Ruby's channel? Will you tell her what channel it is, Ruby? The full name?
It's called the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast.
I'll be definitely checking that out, Ruby. And I agree with you. I think there needs to be of course, Candace isn't going to want to be interrogated. We all know that.
Right.
I think there needs to be a special task force brought in.
Thank you, Leland.
And moved right down there in Hawkins County, and they take over this whole investigation.
Definitely. Somebody's going to have to, because they're just sitting on their dead butts waiting for somebody to come in and confess.
Yeah. And I think they think they're going to break it on.
Sorry, guys. Randy Clark Sr. and Randy Clark is Allie's youngest child's father. Randy Clark Sr. is the grandfather to Allison's youngest child. Bear. That's who he is, or who they are. Sorry, I didn't say that earlier. Nobody knows where her favorite fishing spot is, guys.
I'd love to find it. Somebody's bound to know.
I don't know about anybody else, but yes, I watched Don B's video from this morning.
I did too. Love Don B and sweet tea. You know,
anyways, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's getting to Allison. I mean, let's come on. That right there, she's just as unfit as Candace is.
Mm-hmm.
And, to allow H to go anywhere with that woman and her not being friends with her, who does that?
Yeah, that story still don't make any sense.
None whatsoever. None. I think he was used, of course, for an alibi and who knows what else. But, I mean, I know people who've gone through the cashier line where Allie works, and they've said things to her. She even admitted it on another panel.
They are rejecting that Jesus is the Son of the living God, and essentially rejecting salvation.
Yes, we do. We love us some Don B in here. Utmost respect for that man, and for Scott H, and for most of all the creators out there that's working hard on this case.
Oh yes, because it's a toll. It is a toll on anybody, and it tears at your heartstrings so bad. And when you go to a cookout or a family reunion or a birthday party, and Little Summer's the topic of conversation. You know, people care. They want this solved.
Mhm.
Yes.
Sorry, I get all teary eyed. I'm sorry. It just breaks my heart.
So we have confirmed that H's girlfriend is pregnant.
Oh, dear God.
Oh my Lord.
Yep.
I thought someone told me that he was away, had been away for a while,
He was.
ever since
He was
that
in
incident.
lockup. He was in lockup.
And he came back and proposed to that little girl. And she's quite a bit younger than him, correct?
That I don't know.
That's what I've understood.
More
Yeah.
babies having babies.
I don't know how to say her name, Radmilla, which I like that. Yes, it's very emotional. Very, very emotional.
They must have known something since Leslie and H beat it out to alibis with other groups of people after Candace dropped off H. Right? I thought that
Exactly.
for a while too.
Exactly. And you know, that's another thing. You know, they said H beat up a girl in his neighborhood. And do you know the adults watched it?
Yeah.
What kind of people do that? I mean,
His sister is what, Anna or April?
I think that girl loved Summer.
Oh no. T as in his older sister is
Uh-huh.
17.
Yeah.
And H is 16 now.
And she loved Summer.
And
Or
there's
loves,
Ruby's channel guys.
sorry, loves Summer. I shouldn't say past tense myself. I do believe Summer is an angel of ours.
Exactly. Here you go again, Ruby. You're turning into R2D2.
I was just saying, I just wish that we knew what the boys had to say.
Me too, Ruby. And my thing is, I don't think we'll ever be able to know that.
Husbands and wives can't testify against each other. Exactly.
I don't know. But I'm gonna believe.
Hold up. It says I have photo of trail cam footage. Ruby, hang on a minute. I have trail cam footage in Rogersville, June 15th. A truck backed up to a hole in the ground. A man with a baby over his shoulder. Someone hunt down by the hole and another man in white. Connie, are you from that area?
You should turn that in, Connie. I mean, the FBI, TBI, God, they need that trail cam footage. I hope she's being honest with us.
Yeah. That's nothing to play around about.
I'm sure she is.
Oh, I would get that over to. I wouldn't take it to.
Hi, BCD. I would definitely take it to the TBI.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I mean, and make a copy of it.
Yes. Always
Yeah,
make a copy of
definitely.
anything that you turn in so that you have proof you did turn it in.
Oh,
And
yeah.
in case it don't go nowhere, you can turn it into somebody else.
Absolutely. I don't mean to sound like old Swear Garden. But
Absolutely.
you should hear my husband do that. It's hilarious.
All right, guys, we got about 15 more minutes and we're going to have to jump off here. But is there anybody else got any more questions, guys, for Ruby or Robin? It's hard having two R's on the panel, guys.
Just say Just say R&R.
Now, yeah, there you go, R&R.
Well,
They'd probably draw Candace right on over.
Hey, I did want to put this out there.
I would like to ask Robin, do you think that there is anything off about Mullins? Because I do. And a lot of too.
About
Yep.
who, honey?
There's something not right about Tim Mullins.
Tim Mullins.
Oh, I absolutely think there's something wrong with him.
And you said he's a business associate of one of your family members?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, and like I said, my family member said he does not act that way in business. He does not have a personal close relationship with him, but he said, he was just shocked when, he saw that and saw Tim Mullins because he said, he does not seem to act that way around me. But of course, they have a business relationship.
Right.
That's like my husband. I mean, he has to keep business. Like I said, if he said, if I saw Don Wells out somewhere, he said, I just have to grab him up. My husband's a big man too. He's like 6'4", about 275. I mean, very intimidating. And he, could you imagine being in Funland or one of them home improvements and this big man just grab you up?
Thank
But
you, Donna.
we don't want to resort to violence, but I don't know what it's going to have to come to.
Charlie says, in my opinion, Tim Mullins and Robin Lane know a lot more than the church and the church they go to. What I was going to say a minute ago, guys, anybody who knows her or knows how to get a hold of her, or them, should I say, tell Candace I would appreciate it greatly if she would come on my panel and tell Miss Robin Lane I'm inviting her, because evidently, from what I hear through the grapevine, she was on a couple of panels this past week at some point. Yeah. And she got mad. One person actually kicked her off because she was getting upset because the conversation was supposed to have been about her children and it wasn't. And the other one, she just got agitated and left because it wasn't about her children.
I mean, we're not talking about her child because her child is not missing.
But her child got videotaped in church.
Oh, okay.
So that's what she got upset about.
The church put out videos of their service.
No.
What was that?
She's saying boo hoo hoo to Robin Lane.
Oh, okay. Where's Allie? I haven't seen her on panel. Candace gone quiet about the time the grand jury met. Right, or about the time they started coming out with the indictments.
Oh.
And when I asked Ernie in his live the other night when he was in New York, I asked him because he said that Candace, he wasn't going to be messing with Candace because Candace was busy. Hang on a second. That Candace was busy with her own stuff and nobody's heard anything from her. So I said, is Candace in jail, Ernie? And he just snickered about it.
We could only hope.
Yep.
Well, Nana,
Sorry, Robin. Or sorry, Ruby.
What did she say?
Aurora, what did the denounced or debounced trail cam photo look like? First time I've ever seen anything like that.
Wow. Well, Nana, I'm going to step down if nobody has any other questions for me.
Okay, babe.
The only thing I will say is everyone check out those registries, both of them, the SA and the drug registries, because you never know who's living near you. And like
that's the first I'd ever heard of a drug registry, so I'm just appreciative of just that information right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's very telling, and you can pull it up by county and you can pull it up by names. And I've already checked, and Candace and Don Wells aren't listed on there. Dang it. Um,
Dang it. Yeah.
but I do want to tell everybody, like you always say, Nana, uh, love your kids, show them the love that you have for them, your parents. I want to wish everyone who is a parent, whether it be mothers, dads being mothers, whatever the case may be, I hope everybody has a wonderful Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
Candace, if you're listening, you're not a mama, so you're not included.
I
Right.
second that.
And Summer Moon's our daughter.
Right.
Thank you all very much. And Nana,
Thank
I'll
you,
see you
Robin.
on. No
Thank you,
problem, Ruby.
Robin.
It's good to meet you, Ruby. Thank you, Nana. Much
You
love to
too.
everybody.
Robin, call me anytime, hun.
Oh, you call me anytime. We'll have to do lunch.
All right. We'll do that.
I'll run down to see you one day.
Okay. We can do that.
Thank you all.
Bye, hun.
Bye.
Okay, guys, we're going to start wrapping this up. And I do wish everybody that is in a mother's role, and no, I'm not saying birth person, a mother is a mother. And that can be a stepmother, a real mother, a foster mother, a grandmother, an aunt. It can be a father. Anybody who takes care of that child and kisses a boo-boo and sits with the child at night when they have a nightmare, or takes care of them when they're throwing up at night, that's a mother. And it doesn't have to be
Amen.
biological care. So everybody that fits that description, I hope you have the most wonderful Mother's Day coming up, guys. And
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
remember, for everybody else, it does not cost money to give your love or your attention. And most parents, whether it's a mother or a father, most parents, all they want is your undivided attention for absolutely no reason at all. Just accept the fact that you want to spend time with them. That's what they want most. Unless you got a house full of kids. And then you take on the idea that I had of renting them a motel room, and you take care of the kids and let them go spend the night by themselves. That's when they need the night by themselves, or at least an evening out with friends. So, Ruby, do you have children?
Yes, I have 2 daughters and a 10-year-old granddaughter.
Ah. So, how are you going to be spending your Mother's Day?
Well, I don't know yet. My youngest daughter lives in Virginia Beach, and my oldest daughter lives close to me. She's about 30 miles away. But I haven't heard from her. She hasn't called me to see if I want to do anything or anything like that.
Well, we've got about 10 more minutes, guys. We're going to start closing up shop, okay, guys?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a show here in a little while.
Are you? Well, if
Yeah.
I'm done cooking supper, I'll just jump right on in there and talk to you.
Okie dokie.
Guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up, and I hope we all learned something from today. It gave us a little bit of insight anyways. Does anybody have any questions for Ruby? No Summer, no peace, justice for Summer and her brothers. Exactly.
Absolutely.
I would love to see that picture, Connie. Do you think there would be any possible way that you could send me a copy of it through email? And if you don't want me to show it, I won't, but I would love to see it myself. Thank you, Rudmilla. thank all of you for showing up. Happy Mother's Day to all. Praying for Summer Moon, Utah Wells, Brothers and Rose, and all these missing innocent babies. Absolutely. Ruby, oh, right here. It's Charlie right below you, hon. Right there it is. Christola's already on it. I love you
All
too,
right.
dear. Well, Ruby, you're going to get a few more people that's going to be sub to you that wasn't before. So,
Well, I sure appreciate it. You know, I don't. I do talk about summer on my channel, but I talk a lot of other cases as well. Some old cases, some new cases, and you know, just I've been into true crime since the late '80s.
right. Hello,
And
Miss Sally.
it's my absolute passion.
Miss Sally, I'm sorry you came in late, babe. We're almost closing up, but you're more than welcome to watch the rewind. I was hoping you guys you or Holocene 1 would make it. You guys were supposed to jump up on panel, but maybe next week I can get you guys up on panel. Maybe. You're welcome, Charlie. Lisa, No Filter, Christola, Charlie, Leland, Shalima. I don't know who else is in here. Who else are of my mods? I want to thank all my mods. Greatly appreciate every one of you, even if there's some in here that I've not mentioned. You're a big part of what makes this channel go. What, Ruby?
Thank you, Non, for having me on panel.
You're welcome, hon. Anytime. This channel is made for people, so they have a place to voice their opinion. Which I know you have your own channel, but like you said, you don't do a whole lot on just summer. So
yeah, well, you know, I enjoy talking to other people, you know, about summer, who really need to seriously talk about it. It's not a bunch of cat. And
you're breaking up real bad again, baby.
you know, I still want to talk serious about her. You know, I don't want to talk to people who are just going to make a bunch of BS and a bunch of cackling. No.
Right. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna jump off here now. Thank you, Miss Ruby, for being on panel with me. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you guys. If I don't do it live before then, we'll see you next Wednesday, okay? I love yous and thank yous all for being here. Bye, guys.